Duke today that Splyce consider themselves the strongest of the 4 teams in round 1. So we'll see if they can match up against Fnatic's dominance that we saw from them yesterday.
And on the other side of the rift, of course, SK Gaming coming in after winning the tiebreaker match, led by Selfmade in the early game. A lot of people watching know just how good this man is and wondering how hard can SK challenge against Splyce.
And now he gets his hands back on it after the big buffs that we saw on 9.6 Ender.
And now with Gangplank being locked in, that will indicate it is going to be an Urgot in the jungle here for Cersei. So once again, going for more of a scaling pick on the side of Splyce. They're looking for the later stages of the game, whereas SK have more tools to play early.
Early on, we set the expectation that Splyce had a stronger bottom lane than they usually would. They kind of mitigated some of their weaknesses down there. SK have played around this strong 2v2 mid. Is that how those drafts have now played out, or do you see something new coming out from these teams?
I think they absolutely have, especially on the side of SK. I think they went for exactly what they wanted to, because you have very safe bot lane with the Ezreal, which Crown Shot is comfortable on, and the Braum. And what that means is Selfmade can sort of ignore this bottom lane, play entirely around Pyrian in the mid lane, which against Morgana may be hard to get kills, but use that to unlock Pyrian to roam up towards this top lane and really punish the Gangplank. Gangplank can be shut down so hard by strong early game junglers.
Yeah, what I'm really surprised about is this Gangplank pick. This does suggest to me that they may even leave topside, just leave him alone to farm and actually invest more resources.
Do the Blippo.
The bot, exactly that. Just invest all their resources.
Bot lane. Robert has to flash away, gets a lot of damage down with the feathers, but it's first blood to Crown Shot. They'll trade it. Norscaven gets one in response, but a lot of action already going down in this
Angel
one.
is a viable option. That makes him very potent. Oh my god!
Base check straight in. The spell shield's not going to save you. Selfmade gets the kill, and SK will fight around the Inferno. Splyce didn't have vision down towards the bottom side of the river, but maybe they want to go for
by looking at this replay in the 1 versus 1, and you'll notice it. He's just standing here looking bot lane, uses the ultimate, so now you're building up these rampage stacks, and Hecarim now got 2 off, 3 off. He lands the ult. He still hasn't used his E, so while this is a good stopwatch from Vizicachi, ultimately there's still enough damage from the side of Wurlib to be able to get the kill and walk away, which is a big deal for the Hecarim, because now you'll notice.
Looks like SK might be taking the fight here. Dreams face check straight into Humanoid. The binding gonna connect. Puts down the Unbreakable. Here comes Norscaven from the side with the charm, but Wurlib's on his way up. Humanoid already killed Dreams, but Norscaven falls as well. Wurlib gets onto the back line, and Humanoid with a great Soul Shackles will catch him out. Stuns him up. Humanoid has to flash the wall, and now SK. Oh, a superb blade call.
Oh, Chachi!
And Chachi jumps in with a parlay. Churchy there on the front line. Xerxes there on the front line as well. And Splyce have forced SK back into their own jungle.
Splyce had the item breakpoints, and they found the perfect fight, playing off of CC and stuns onto CDR and get towards stacking now. Oh my god, wait a
Chachi
second.
just melted underneath the tower. Wurlib gets the 1v1. 2 tower shots, 1 more would be enough, but it doesn't even connect. Wurlib with a pure
Wurlib is proving that Vizicachi can't.
Here we go. Splyce gonna force the 4v4. The charm comes out. They root up one. It's Dreams. Crown Shot jumps across the wall. And here comes Pyrian. Baby on death will knock him back as Xerxes locks him up. Crown Shot down to Cobby. Pops the feathers and manages to survive. Eventually dunked down by Selfmade. Norscaven now across the wall. Will be forced away as well, but Splyce come out on top in the fight.
Cobby went full beast mode in that team fight, getting the first.
Xerxes just waiting until Wurlib goes in. Can use that devastating charge to get away, dodging around as much as he can. Goes in onto Chachi. Xerxes will knock him back with a disdain, and the Fear Beyond Death just pulls him in. It's a very delicious pony. Humanoid with the ability to catch someone out.
And now there's no Hecarim with them at the moment. SK are trying to walk into the river, but they don't have the front line.
It's only a Cloud Drake. They almost take down Norscaven straight away. They do get him. The Vivian that's been used here as well. Dreams will fall as well, but a great true shot barrage. Xerxes running away. There's the teleport. Onslaught of Shadows is available for Wurlib if they want to go for the chase. Crown Shot looking for some slows. Wurlib going in with a devastating charge. Is he going to go any further? Base check into Xerxes. There's the GLP. Slow comes out, Binder connects, and now Xerxes can go in with the disdain, knocks him back. Pyrian stunned up, pulled back into the grinder, and Xerxes on a rampage. 4-0 on this Urgot jungle. Splyce still feels a little bit like they're hankering for a fight here. Norscaven gonna go in with the charm, but doesn't connect on anyone. He jumps back, the root lands onto Dreams. Once again, the Baby on Death will pull him back. He's done, 1-0, and Splyce continue forward, stepping forward, straight in. The flash in from Xerxes, straight onto the back line. That's 2. Splyce looking for a little bit more as they get the GLP, but Wurlib has to use the ult defensively, and Splyce are just breaking down the structures of SK.
Splyce, they have teleport on Wurlib.
They should turn.
They do turn straight onto him, but Selfmade flashes away. Pyrian now coming in from the side. Feather Storm.
Oh, this is huge!
Look at the damage, and already Humanoid is dead. Wurlib coming in with the onslaught of shadows. They'll get 2 as a shutdown for Pyrian. And now Xerxes caught out. Norscaven fighting Selfmade up towards the top side. Xerxes gonna fall as well. It's another shutdown for SK. They're gonna take 4 for nothing as Splyce started the Baron, but met their demise.
It's a miracle team fight for SK. Pyrian goes in right at the start and burns the defense.
Always have questions about where you assign your lanes. And Selfish is going in. Kobe called out, but he uses the Feather Storm to survive for the moment. He's down to the True Shot Barrage, and SK have somehow turned this around. Chachi jumped up by Whirlup on the backline. Xerxes trying to do what he can. Almost takes out Pyrian, but he'll escape. Northscaven low, Dreams low, but SK are the ones coming out on top. That's another kill for Whirlup. He gets a double, called out by Humanoid underneath the tower. Xerxes will knock him back, but the Sterak shield will keep him alive for the moment. Humanoid has to flash away, and still SK are the ones on the front foot.
Without Kabe, Splyce just don't have the damage. SK do not have much health on multiple members, but Pyrian teleports back in. They have a minion wave, and the death timers are oh so long for the side of Splyce.
Off a single call, SK could have turned this game straight on its head. They were back in their base, they were beaten and bruised, but somehow they've turned it around, and Splyce are now the ones defending their Nexus towers. It's all on Humanoid. He has to do it all here with
5
Xerxes
seconds on
coming in as
Kabe.
well. 5 seconds on Kabe, only a cannon wave there. Xerxes hits the Beer Beyond Death. They'll take down Dreams. They get a consolation prize, but for it, Crownshot just teleported up towards the top lane here as well. Splyce know that they can try and make a fight here, but they're being collapsed on all four sides. Crownshot just melts Northscaven, but will he pay for it with his life? He will. That's him down, and now Selfmade's in the middle of 3 members of Splyce. Whirlup comes in, joins the party, pops the onslaught of shadows, gets the knockback. Here comes Pyrian, diving Humanoid, perfect stopwatch just in time. Beer Beyond Death will take down 1, and Splyce now have 2. Selfmade almost caught out. He jumps across the wall, and Splyce in this game of inches come out on top. Trying to get some vision behind the tower there. Will be cleared out with that.
Oh, Xerxes.
Xerxes goes in, lands only onto Dreams. Once again, he steps in front of his AD carry, and he will go down. Northscaven still on the chase, can't quite catch up to Whirlup though. And SK will get out, only losing 1 man, but Chachi on the backside! And his Crownshot who gets the kill. 1-for-1 trade as SK get a consolation prize at the back.
So a couple of crucial mistakes there.
Bloodthirster now, a bit more sustain in these fights if you can get it. There's an Elder Dragon on the cards. Crownshot down towards the bottom side. Glacial Fissure used, they jump onto Humanoid who flashes away, but now Xerxes caught out with a concussive blows. Humanoid solo, the charm comes out. Humanoid still alive on the backline. Xerxes will fall. Whirlup gets Humanoid, and he's still alive, and the rest of SK can come in here because already they've taken down 2. Kobe tries to pull the feathers back. Pyrian low as well, forced away, but SK come out on top and they force Splyce away.
And look at Crownshot, he's running straight for that bottom lane inhibitor while Selfmade and the rest of the team are avoiding. They're double TPing in. They must stop the bases because right now there's 1 Nexus tower standing in the way of SK's victory.
Selfmade stops them in their tracks for the moment. Kobe, Northscaven, and Chachi is all on you to defend, but Pyrian is already there, and with the Ezreal W, you can take that tower so easily. Whirlup now on the Nexus, and in a game of inches, it looks like SK are the ones to strike first. The shutdown comes out from Crownshot, and they were an inch away from losing, but SK take game 1.
Great way to start the series for SK. Getting a win on the board is a big deal for momentum. And they played those late game fights very, very well.
Yeah.
And now it's very much around playing around the Ashe, giving that extra bit of utility and safety. And I'm sure as many Skarners are familiar with, anything that has kite makes playing Skarner that much harder.
Yeah, so it definitely doesn't go into that side lane idea that I was thinking SK were going to go, but for the comp, it does give them some strong tools, as you said, to get away from the Skarner. But ultimately, what the Karma top lane ends up being is a strong laning champion that does not scale ultra well. She doesn't push out the damage, so think of her like the mid lane Morgana, where you're ultimately going to be there for your AD carry later on in the game, where SK are putting a lot of faith in Crownshot to carry.
What I also like about SK's composition is there's a lot of pick power, but I don't know how strong the team fighting is. I think it's very strong at like 1 item, like early to mid game, it's very prevalent. I think that it gets a little harder to execute as the game progresses, as Rek'Sai is much harder to play. Zoe's definitely going to get stronger. Like, I guess the more I think about it, the more I'm like, it kind of has a mix mash of everything. It's kind of, there's a lot in this SK comp.
They do not have a very good front to back, and I think looking at these comps, post 30 minutes, unless SK have a ludicrous lead, I don't think they win a fight, because Splyce...
we have to look at this gank.
Predator coming in, Northscaven jumps in, gets the impale straight onto the Tarm. Kench can't devour himself, charmed up as well, uses the thick skin though, Selfmade on his way, Dreams still alive, Crownshot very low. Kobe will get the first kill, the second goes to Northscaven. Void Rush used there by Selfmade, trying to get onto the Kobe, will get him out in response. Chachi teleports in now, and that's 3 quick kills to Splyce in the bottom lane.
Kobe did not have the mana to use his ultimate, but still, it's a massive win on the side of Splyce. Xerxes counterganked, it could be bad.
There is the arrow, lands onto Northscaven, but he pops the quickness, and Xerxes there in time. Dreams will devour up his jungler, Selfmade spat out to the back. back, but the Impale comes down, and that is a very dead crown shot. Splyce strike in the top lane.
Dreams had to use his Devour to save Self-Made, and look at this Chachi. He is on the flank, will be spotted out by Whirlwind, and potentially in trouble.
Blast drowsy it up. He's asleep. Self-Made's gonna get the knock up, and that is a very dead cannon. SK find the pick they want. There's no tower. Whirlwind has nowhere to go. Shuriken will hit, and Chachi should just be able to chase him down. Whirlwind trying to get the tether off, will land it, but the stun comes out as well. There's the slicing Maelstrom, and Chachi just gets the 1v1 kill. Easy enough stuff for the cannon in the side lane.
Surprised that he
Maybe they'll take the fight afterwards. Northgaren jumps in. A massive charm. Here comes Xerxes as well. There's blast go for him. Just splashes in. Pyrion gets the bound, but here comes Chachi slicing through SK. Dreams use the thick skin to survive, and we go into a little bit of a freeze frame as Self-Made knocked out on the backside. The sleep lands on Humanoid, but he'll cleanse it away. SK, 3 members strong, 4 will all get out. Can Dreams survive as well as Northgaren jumps forward?
Engage tools of Splyce, and they want to fight.
Northgaren flashes in, lands the charm onto the devoured crown shot. Here comes Chachi as well. The slicing mouse straight onto the back line already. He's taken down one. It's the shutdown. Void Rush used by Humanoid's going to push Whirlwind back into the team. And Splyce have found the fight they needed. They found the comeback. And it's only Pyrion who walks away alive.
Splyce had the spells and they found their fight.
It doesn't matter what items you have. She's going to win that trade.
She hears Cobby. The sleep comes out. Cobby uses the QSS, but immediately the arrow comes out. Northgaren with the charm, the shutdown. And as you predicted, Vedius, if Zoe hits you and you don't hit her, there's not much. But here comes Chachi! Onto the back line, takes down one. Humanoid shuffles in, Pyrion flashes away. Dreams will be the second to follow. It's a 3v3 now as Whirlwind and Pyrion just back away. Self-Made does have a flank position if they want to go in, but they decide against it.
Both bot lanes have been wiped out. Humanoid wants to find the engagement.
Into darkness here as they face check the bush. Chachi still has the flank position. Ultimate just about up as well. Elder Dragon down to about 3,000 HP. They're trying to catch out Chachi, but the Elder Dragon solo. There's a flash. Chachi jumps onto the back line. The quickness used as well. Dreams is assassinated. Crown Shot trying to survive on the back. Humanoid shuffles away with the Void Rush from Self-Made. Chasing him. Self-Made takes one. Pyrion goes down as well, but now it's on a Crown Shot. Cobby comes in from the side. The Blade Caller pulls him back. It's a triple for Cobby, but now he's in a 2v1 situation. Self-Made and Whirlwind against Cobby, the only man. 1,000 HP left on the Baron. Elder Dragon, sorry, it's already down so low. Northgaren tries to stop him. That's the smite coming out from Xerxes. They'll secure it. Void Rush used by Self-Made, but he's going to be sacrificed. And SK will take the trade. Elder goes in with a charm. Cobby was waiting around the corner. Northgaren down quite low, but already Pyrion has fallen. And Splyce tried to pull the trigger. They thought maybe SK would overstep, and only Pyrion did.
The chunk of SK all funneled in towards this corridor. The ward will spot him early.
4,000 HP left on the bounce. Self-Made jumps into that pit as well, but here comes Chachi. Northgaren jumping onto the back line. There's the slicing Maelstrom. Pyrion already down, but Northgaren falls as well. Self-Made on the back line. Crown Shot still alive. Self-Made able to escape towards the back of the pit. Will use that tunnel network, and Humanoid down to about 30 HP. Yeah, Self-Made still alive. Cobby goes down, gets one side, takes down Dreams, and the Baron's still alive though. Humanoid, Crown Shot jumps in, shuffles it back, pushes him away, and that is the Baron going over to Splyce as well. This should be the game, and it should be Splyce's victory.
And there are super minions inside the base of SK
they
as well.
Take down the 2 inhibitors, and now it's just the Nexus towers in their sights. 10 seconds on Pyrion, 10 on Dreams as well, but they're not going to be up in time to save SK's base. Splyce just looking to equalize the series here. Self-Made takes down one, but he gets popped into his GA. The second Nexus tower will fall, and Splyce will strike back and tie us up at 1-1.
A lot of props need to be given to SK to how they played out this game.
Your probable top laner left to pick. What is your response?
So, I mean, the response has got to be whether or not it's top lane Jarvan or the Gragas, and they go with the Gragas in the jungle. They're going to match with the Jarvan, and now I'm just wondering, like, is Splyce actually on blue side? Because this looks like SK is playing blue side with some of these early game champions, not a very strong team fight, and SK are red.
So, MSI 2018, I want to say.
Last year, yeah.
Chitan, the AD carry player for, I want to say it was Kaboom at the time. He played a Vel'Koz bot lane a lot.
Yes,
it was a very special pick for him, and we even got to see it at the MSI play-ins as well. And early levels, it doesn't look that good, but the moment you hit level 6, it's actually devastating, especially against AD carries that don't have the ability to dodge and dive away from the knock-up and the all-in power that Vel'Koz brings. And the reason why you pair it up with a Tahm Kench is because he provides that safety and defensive power, because you've got to remember, Vel'Koz...
Whirlwind chased away here by Xerxes, but Self-Made on his way with the Predator, looking for the body slam, lands onto one, Chachi flashes away, Xerxes gets the unbow, Chachi trying to turn it around, Xerxes, full fury they get him! Whirlip will answer with one of Hyrian on his way up. Chachi, no flash, of course. Whirlip trying to get away, knocked back with the hammer shock. And Chachi
we can hit 40% CDR very early on as we see an all-in top.
Yeah, Whirlip went in with the EQ combo. Chachi just trades back onto him, and Humanoid coming in. The flash forward, there's the Glacial Prism. Locks Whirlip in place. The stopwatch isn't going to stop time for long enough. Cataclysms EQs away. Humanoid with the Glacial Path across the wall, still has the chase potential. Nice shard will connect in the long range.
Late game coming down.
They don't know. Jump here, and there's the hook straight onto Xerxes. Knocked back with the play as well, and he's down. Dreams gets him. Humanoid now running for the wind as Selfmade comes in from the side. Doesn't have the cast available, and Humanoid will just be in a mid-game. Well, it seems to be exactly that as Whirlip engages down towards the bottom side. Abyssal Voyage used in here, but Whirlip just gets chased out by Chachi. Xerxes there with a flash forward to chase him down. That's one. Norscare and Kobe are here to join this fight if they are needed, but already SK have lost a man.
And look at it.
They're forcing it with the Baron. SK already on it, 8,000 HP left on it. Humanoid has the flank, and so does Xerxes. Chachi is pushing up towards that top bottom lane. He's on the inhibitor already. Here goes Humanoid, jumps into the middle of them all. The Ring of Frost, they're on Superior, but he shuffles them back with the soldiers. Organic destruction from Kobe as they take down one, and they're just going to clean them all up. Splyce rout SK. SK had one shot, and they missed it by a mile, and Splyce take them all out.
Splyce were just way too far ahead. They call in the TP, they find the fight around the Baron, and look at this. Kobe playing the bot lane. Vel'Koz has the TP. Are they just going to look for the end because they've got 3 members in the base?
It looks very good for Splyce right now, and I think they're going to go for the game off the back of a single team fight. Splyce are looking to take an edge in the series.
It's been so clean from Splyce. Moment by moment, they knew exactly what they were doing, and after an impeccable early game, an impeccable mid game, Splyce are 1 game away from winning this round of playoffs.
Great stuff from Splyce. We go down towards bot. Morgana into Braum, especially Kalista Morgana, is actually a very high-pressure lane where you can generate a lot of push. So we may see the Galio in the mid lane as an answer to the Syndra.
Now, seeing the Shen locked in for Vizichachi may come as a surprise. We don't see this champ all too often, but it did get some key buffs to trading with the damage on Q in the laning phase and can generally be strong for setting up ganks and protecting a Vayne, a low-range AD carry in these later game team fights. I like a lot of the options that both of these teams have, both in laning strength as well as the team fight phase. It seems much more balanced than the other games we've seen so far today.
Shen, of course, did get buffed on 9.6 as well with the Q buffs, getting a little bit more damage coming out from that. And it is Chachi's most played across his career, if I'm reading these numbers right as well. So he is very, very comfortable on that champion in the top lane.
Unicorns of Love, when they had that really good year, I want to think it was in 2017, the year that he played with Xerxes, their Shen was one of the biggest picks for him alongside that jungler. And now, see if they can do it for you. This is the early game that matters.
Let's talk about, we kind of broke down a lot of the matchups before we had the extended pause. Is there any way you guys would want to look first? Any way you'd want to discuss first?
Well, no,
wait a
level 1 flash. Oh, he has no flash.
With the taunt, he's got no flash. And Splyce come out on top early on.
So I'd like to fight now. Looking at the summoner spell choices from this bottom lane, we see a difference because both ADCs went for the cleanse themselves. They see a lot of hard CC on the other side. Where in these fights they need to stay safe. Wait a second.
Crownshot, one more order would have had the concussive blows, but the ignite comes out and Crownshot rends down Braum. Flash away from Dreams, flashing by Kobe. One more order. Oh, it's enough. He gets him. Not going to chase him underneath the tower, but ends up being a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
That's a crazy 2v2 right there. Where he says that.
Going for the dive.
Scaring there with the Glacial Fissure. Catch out Dreams. Kobe's gone very deep. Selfmade there. Lots of damage coming out. There's a hero's entrance as well as Selfmade pops. The Void Seeker gets one. Unstoppable Onslaught comes out from Whirlip as they jump onto Xerxes as well. And that's a second. 2 kills across to SK as they counter the dive.
The tower dive was just way too greedy here from Splyce. Because the map was split and Splyce controlled bot side, they have all the control words to dominate the vision.
Humanoid caught out, deciding not to use the cleanse. Taunted straight away, uses the cleanse, but the Soul Shackle's going to come down as well. He pops the Unleashed Power onto Pyrian. Dreams gets the kill. Down towards the bottom side, the Void Rush comes out from Selfmade. Double knock up though, and Kobe can open up with this Vayne. They're going to catch out Dreams, who goes golden. Crown Shot caught in the Cataclysm, running away. Dreams down towards the bottom side, Whirlip coming in. The knockback with the decimating charges on Kobe. Crown Shot will take him, Dreams will die, and still Whirlip holds off on the ultimate. SK come out on top in the fight though.
Ends up being a 2 for 2, but as you rightly said, SK are the ones that come out on top. They're the ones setting up a siege onto this tier 1 and will secure more plates. And honestly, the amount of time that Splyce were able to stall out as Chachi now in danger.
Chased out, he was baiting for a long time there. Just tried to keep fighting against Whirlip, but couldn't do anything.
Ends up just killing himself. He ends up dying isolated once more, increasing his total to 24.
And then he cleanses the flashes away. Backline jumped on here by Xerxes, but already forced out. Great taunt by Dreams. Teleport coming in. There's the Glacial Fissure. Whirlip knocked back. He used the Onslaught of Shadows defensively, but here's the hero's entrance. Fate's Call comes out. Selfmade on the flank. Has that Infinity Edge. Remember, he could crit someone. Kobe.
He's doing
Infinity Edge does all the work. Kobe almost dies.
Ultim, you
there
coward.
we go. He Void Rushes in, but the Stand United is too much. Kobe gets the kill.
He didn't land a single crit there. His E did a lot of damage.
That's not his fault.
His E ulted immediately. He might have actually gotten the kill, but then...
Noscaven gets caught out. Okay.
So now they're going Baron.
Wait, they're doing Baron while Selfmade is dead.
What is
They're just
this
baiting
game?
out the team.
What is this?
If he needs to. Actually, Perion's going to jump in. The Fate's Call comes out. SK won the fight. Splyce, the front line is charged. Humanoid from the side. There's the Glacial Prism. Xerxes caught out by Whirlip. It's all on Kobe. Watch the AD carries here. Kobe steps forward into the hero's entrance. Knocked up. And look at the damage coming out from SK. That Runeance from Crown Shot's doing absolute work. Chachi takes one. We have a hit of the Stutters game. As Kobe's still on the front line. He gets one. Can Kobe do it? He's still alive. He gets Selfmade. He gets Perion. Somehow Kobe managed to survive and takes down 2, and Perion and Whirlip have to run for the wind.
SK get the dragon, but they lose the fight. It is Kobe who stays alive, and now it's Chachi hunting down the horse.
The taunt doesn't quite connect, but look at the healing coming out onto Chachi with that Warmogs. Kobe stayed around, condemns Whirlip back, and pins him in his place. Splyce win the fight.
So...
Kobe continues to tumble forward, continues to try and condemn SK to defeat, but can't quite land those final shots.
Kobe saw the Infinity Edge Rex. I was like, I'm just gonna
catch Selfmade. He's not tanky enough. He goes golden, but all he's doing is stopping his death. Splyce get one. Crown Shot knocked him. Uses the cleanse. Jumps forward. It's the AD carries going in. Humanoid. He's somehow he survives, and now Crown Shot has to dance backwards. Use that martial cadence. Come back away from the fight. SK have Whirlip. No Onslaught of Shadows yet, but Perion has the slows. There's the binding onto Noscaven. Crown Shot there. Charge can't quite land the stun, but puts down the Spirit's Refuge. He's going to be alive for the moment as he gets back away from the fight with Gargoyle's Stoneplay. SK looking for the resets here. They've caught out one. Selfmade stood down for 20 seconds, but the Baron could be in their sights.
Ends up being a 1-for-1.
The wall, and SK maybe looking for a bit of an engage, but Whirlip takes a chunk from those spheres. You can continue. Oh, Noscaven had to flash. Chachi caught.
Just turns on this.
But he can't take. He taunts him up. Knocked back, there's a Void Rush to dodge it out. The Glacial Fissure comes out as well, but he's dead, and the hero's entrance now gets into the backline. Xerxes with a great lockup onto Perion, onto Whirlip. Crown Shot, though, could still do some damage here. The Fate's Call pulls them back. Noscaven very low. You can see Humanoid ticking away on the tormented soil. Kobe trying to get on towards that front line. Gets that shut down onto Perion. Now he's on Crown Shot. The Stand United. It's enough. Will it keep him alive? He gets away from the back of the fight, and Dreams goes down as well. It's a double kill for Kobe, and Splyce come out on top.
Splyce absolutely dumpster that team fight. Now they're looking for more. Kobe on the prowl. What a play from him. They single out Selfmade at the start, and from there it's easy. Yeah, the Baron buff is the ultimate equalizer when it comes to 1v1 matchups inside. Oh,
Crown Shot straight into the GA. The Unleashed Power is just too much damage. Dreams forced away as well. Perion opened up on by Kobe here. Dreams gets the Justice Punch in. Selfmade just way too late before he even joins the party. Will pop the Void Rush, but shut down onto Crown Shot, shut down onto Dreams. SK's hopes in this game are being shut down by Splyce.
It is just Perion and Whirlip left to defend. Now most of Splyce are relatively low at the moment, so I don't know if they can look for the end, but they surely look for the inhibitor. Chachi just went back to base, and he has the TP to regroup.
He's going to use it. Whirlip and Perion are the last line of defense. You just said it, Ender, but Splyce, they have Fnatic set in their eyes. They want to make it to round 2. Let's see if SK can...
Whirlip gets onto the backline. He shuts down Humanoid, but he will go pop straight into the GA. Now there is a cannon minion here. Still 20 seconds on the rest of SK. They'll take down Whirlip. It's all on Perion. Dreams up in 7, but the Nexus towers have already taken damage.
And Kobe has gone legendary with 10 kills. Splyce look to close.
Splyce, it looked like SK may have taken game 4, but Splyce come a-knocking. They sweep SK under the map, and they prove that they belong amongst the best teams in the LEC.
After a good regular season, Splyce come into playoffs as heavy favorites, and while game one definitely showcased some mistakes, they cleaned things up. And they were able to get some very impressive in the late game, in the final game that mattered the most.
Yeah, the team fights early on in the series were impressive to watch from them. That game 3, they showed a completely different style.
Yes.
It was impressive from them. The 1-3-1 comp, they show that it's not just the one-dimensional play style. They have other tricks up their sleeve, and now going into round 2, after 3-1 victory, looking pretty solid.
And it was something that you mentioned as well in the game, and that the armor items really did come into fruition later on to the game. Having that front line for Kobbe to play around just kind of unleashed the beast. You know, they soaked up so much damage. You said so many members got so low health, and just kind of showcased that SK's composition could only do so much. And unfortunately, they just couldn't get through that front line, which then allowed Kobbe to clean up.
What I think I really like from Splyce in this series is that little bit of versatility that they showed in game 3 as well, playing completely through the early game, shoring up that mid game that has been a weakness from them. It feels like they've used the couple of weeks we've had from the end of the split to now to really work on their weaknesses and become a stronger, cohesive unit.
They certainly have, and on the other side of things, SK, it's a team that, again, not everyone expected to be making playoffs in their first split back in Europe, and they played